welcome to Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry, and this is Finish It Friday. This is where we see what I've gotten done this week and some of the projects that some of you have gotten done this week as well. So a little bit of a quilt show here, so I hope you enjoy and stick around to the end. I feel like I have not done anything this week, but to the contrary, obviously I've done something. Now this was the Wednesday video. This was I think I finally ended up calling it Modern Crayon Quilt. And I was using these blacks and grays and then all of these colorful pieces in the centers as 4 patches. And I like the way it turned out. And I think with the 24 blocks, now this is more than 24. As you can see, I've added in one of the other blacks and whites, and out of the 4 that I had, these were kind of like drawn houses. They didn't come out modern to me. This one also is houses with lots of leaves and flowers, hand drawn, and then this was the word one. So I could have used one of those, but it wouldn't stick with the modern theme, so I went ahead and decided to use this one. It is a little bit doodly, but I think it's more modern out of the 4. So I do have some of those mixed in here. But what I was going to say is just with those 24 that I was able to get out of my blacks and grays, that would make a really cute quilt, just those ones by themselves. But I wanted to make mine a little bit bigger. And I have all these nice 2 patches left over. And I'm thinking, as well as some that I did not make into strip sets, so I'm thinking I'm going to make a nice border around this with these. And just kind of go around the edges with that. I have these as well. There's just a handful of these that I have left. If I need these to mix in to get all the way around it, I will include those in some way. I think that'll be good. So if you haven't watched the Wednesday video yet, that's what I'm talking about. Go back and watch it. It's just something I got you started on, and then you can just go your own way with it as far as size and design. I mean, the basic block design is there, but how you want your quilt to turn out is up to you. You can make it as large, as small, add borders, add pieced borders, don't add borders, whatever you want to do. It's a stash busting quilt. So, if you've got rainbow colors in your stash you want to use up and some blacks and whites, this is the pattern for you. So, that's basically what I worked on this week. And I didn't work on it that long. These do not take long. So, a couple hours here and there, and I had it. So, I have this many left of the other ones. I do have one black one left. I just put on here what would fit on my board, because my board doesn't go all the way to the floor. I should fix that, shouldn't I? Anyway, you wouldn't be able to see it, so I don't know. Maybe that's why I haven't fixed it. So I have several here. I think I have a good 6 or 7 more. I think this is 7 blocks down this way. So if I was to turn the quilt this way, wide, and then this way long, I could add a whole nother row to make it wider. And I think that would make it somewhere around the 60-inch. Yes, that would make it somewhere around the 60-inch wide by 70 to 80-inch long. So with adding the edges on, the borders on, the piece border, I think that will make a nice size for my purposes. So that's what I did. But I did do one more thing. I got my, let me go back. I got my Soul Sampler box. So the Peaceful Baskets block is ready to do. I need to get that done. And also the Star of Wonder, we got the next pattern for that. I am going to wait on that until next week, which is the final week, because every week I have changed the colors around. And this week it's these long swatches of like sashing. That's not sashing, it's kind of like a border. I think Kim Jolly said it was one of the borders, and it has a square and a square in between the two long pieces. I have that tree fabric that I wanted to use, and I would like to use that on that block or sash or border or whatever it is, but I'm one of these people that I do not like my trees upside down. So if these are going all the way around, I want to know how they're going to be placed and how to cut my fabric directional. If it was a table topper and you wanted trees, you know, upright on each side to fit on the table so that the person sitting there could see the trees up and down, you would have to put your borders, top and bottom would have to be opposite of each other. That would be okay, but more than likely this will be on the wall, and I do not want any trees upside down on that. That's just one of my things. I can't do it. I did get into though, so those two things, one's gonna wait. The peaceful baskets I'll probably do this weekend, and then I got something out. You're not gonna believe what I worked on. Go ahead and guess right now what you think I worked on that I have not worked on for months, if not a year. It's Harriet's Journey. I did a Harriet's Journey block. Isn't that the cutest thing? Let me see if I can get it here where you can see it. Yes, I did a Harriet's Journey block. Now these are little 6.5-inch blocks. This is the book. There's a lot of new people here since I started this project probably 2.5 to 3 years ago. I have about 20 out of the 100 blocks done. And this one is, let me see what this one's called. See if I can find it here right quick. It's called Kitty Corner, Block E9 of this project. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to be creative in a whole nother direction. So I made one of these little blocks. Maybe this will catch on with me again, and I will start making more blocks. Now my first idea was to do all the blocks that were pieced, and I left the templated ones and the foundation paper piecing ones alone. So I'm getting to where I don't have any more just pieced ones, and now that I have more experience in foundation paper piecing and also applique and all that kind of stuff, templates, I'm ready to go on to those other ones. So I was looking back at some of my blocks. I didn't bring them, did I? I didn't bring all the rest of the blocks. Well, you can kind of see what they look like. They're just all kinds of stuff, and I'm just pulling from my stash, from scraps and different things to make them. But I was looking back at some of my blocks, and I have come a long way since I started those blocks. Not that this one is absolutely perfect, but I know I wasn't using the Quilter Select rulers back then, and so I can see where my accuracy has improved quite a bit. And you know, the quilt will be fine. It'll all go together well. I did a good job on the blocks. They weren't perfect. They'll be fine. And you know, we want to get things nice, but none of us are perfect. And you know, if you've got a few little corners cut off or whatever, make your quilt. Don't let that stop you. I'm not going to let it stop me. So who knows? I might be showing more Harriet's Journey blocks in the near future. Don't hold your breath, but just saying. Alright, let's get to some of your all's stuff. I didn't do any long arming this week. I probably should have, but I just didn't have the space of time that I felt I needed to do it. So I didn't do any of those, but let me see what I have here in our email inbox. Here's one from Ernest. He says, finished top, following your lead of the 16 patch. I decided to use alternating black and white from the same line. They have tiny swirls on the black and white, so it keeps it from being too monotonous. I had so many leftover 2.5-inch squares from the one piece only project. This 16 patch felt like a natural follow-up. But this one does have repeats because I'm not crazy twice. If you remember, one of the last projects he sent in was kind of an Irish chain kind of thing. And he was striving to use no repeats in that chain part of the design. And he accomplished that, and that was a beautiful quilt. This was the leftovers, and there are some doubles in there, but he chose to put black and white in there strategically to kind of create a similar 16 patch like I do, but a little more organized with the blacks and whites, and I think it turned out great. And here's a close-up picture of the black and white he used. There, one in the lower left and one in the upper right. Kind of looks like Kimberbell, doesn't it? I'm not sure, but yeah, that's a nice choice. Nice choice. Very good, Ernest. Let's see. Shelly, she has a quilt that she sent before as a top. Now she has it quilted. She says, I finished the quilt for my darling daughter-in-law, quilted it to death as usual. Yes, she likes her dense quilting. If a little is good, a bunch is great, seems to be my philosophy. Yeah, so now on to another project, she said. And she thinks she bought this pattern on Etsy. Let me see. She may have a picture of it here. Yeah, there it is, Japanese parasols. So you can find that pattern on Etsy and make that up. That's a neat design. I like it. It's kind of a stained glass sort of thing. And then she also used, we can see here, she used some New York Beauty set of 12 centers for 8-inch blocks. So I'm not sure where that fits in, but she sent that. Okay, let's see. Dolores has her aprons done. Now last week I said I needed to see some aprons, and she showed her aprons that she's been working on. I know some of you out there are making aprons. I wish you'd send your pictures into here. The email is in the description box of the video. You can send those over to lessonslearnt2021@gmail.com so we can show your work here. She has some really cute fabric for her aprons. One of them is a cherry themed, and then the yellow has it's almost like a, I want to say it's almost like a cherry blossom type of flower. And with the yellow and the pinks, it's just a very yummy apron. Her other one also has a nice floral inside, and she's using a dark pink and a dusty blue there. I think she said that was green, but it looks blue here. Either way, I love green. And then she also did some donation quilts and pillowcases. And here she's used some flannel to do some receiving blankets. Those are just inside out quilts. And then also she has another donation quilt here, which is a 5-patch with white in between and pink on the back. And she did her crosshatch quilting on that one. And the other donation quilt is very similar but different. She has her squares kind of arranged in rows. I like that. I told her that looks like Polaroids. And then the same backing on that one. So those are very nice. Here's her pillowcase out of a floral with a check as an embellishment there on the edge. And then the other one is, I don't know that cartoon character, but some kid's gonna love that. So there you go. Very good. Beverly has 2 finishes here. She says, I'm so happy to have found your YouTube channel. I really enjoy it. Oh, thank you, Beverly. We're glad to have you here. She says, I'm new to quilting, having started last August, but I hit the ground running as I've completed and gifted 10 lap quilts and have sewn together another 10 lap quilt toppers not quilted yet, all ready for family and friends. My theory is the best way to learn is to practice. Hence, I've done that many already. Yes, you are honing your skills straight away. Yet being so new to quilting, I'm surprised that I already have UFOs. Projects started in technique classes, projects by me, etc. But I'm happy to say that I've finished 2 UFO projects since last Friday. Woohoo! Radiant, that's the blue and white one, is a pattern designed by Daniela Stout. And let's take a look at that. I love the colors, the boreal blues and the other shades of blue, and it kind of gives a optical illusion there where it wants to jump out at you. And the black borders are great. And then the other one is called Caddy Corner. And the one that looks like stained glass is a pattern by Wendy Shepherd. Caddy Corner. Beautiful. I love that. I love that pattern. Yes, it does look like stained glass, and I love all the very appropriate colors to get that stained glass effect. Your fabrics that you chose were great for that. You're doing very well for having quilted for a year, so all that practice that you've been doing is paying off, Beverly. Good for you. Shelly also sent a pattern that she's working on right now, and I don't know if Shelly, you meant to just share that with me or not, but I want to share it with everybody else. I hope that's okay with you. But the pattern is called Prairie Garden. She has a picture of what it's supposed to look like there, and then here are her blocks, her fabrics that she's chosen for it. She says she's working on this and it's easy and a lot of fun. I love those fabrics. Those are grand. Love it. That's going to look great. I want to see that again later when you get it finished. Okay, I think that's all we have for today. So we had a little short quilt show there, but nonetheless, very good. So we always love to see everybody else's work, don't we? So I wish you well this weekend. I hope you get to sew a little bit and, you know, get those UFOs out like Beverly did and get 2 done in a week. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could get 2 done in a week of anything. So, yeah, I've got things to do, and I'm sure you have things to do too. So let's get to it this weekend. And I will see you back here on Monday Quilt Chat, where we can sit down and have a little chat about everything quilty. All right, have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.